Look, when I use the words meltdown, when I use the words panic attack, when I use the word total collapse, I'm not just picking those words as they relate to Donald Trump to be hyperbolic or clickbaity. I don't know how else to describe what is taking place with the Trump campaign. Perhaps unmitigated disaster. You could throw in your options on the comments below, but yesterday, in the past 24 hours, has been this historic moment of epic failure by Donald Trump, minute by minute throughout the day. I mean, you start off in the morning where he's ranting and raving like a lunatic with post after post. I mean, yesterday alone, he posted nearly 100 posts, like 100 posts throughout the day. And many of those posts were QAnon posts, posting a death cult. And he was posting meme after meme. He posted the photograph where he superimposed Vice President Kamala Harris's it's a manipulated version of her head, and he darkened her skin and made her face two different colors and put it on a beetle and cursed in the description. And then he posted weird photos of himself as like a cowboy. And then he's posted "Where we go one, we go all," which is the QAnon slogan. And it was post after post like this. And then he was like, "I'm holding a press conference. I'm holding a press conference." And it's like, oh, okay, you're going to hold a press conference. What are you going to talk about? And what I found just so interesting as we continue to report on this stuff is, first and foremost, I didn't see any of the corporate media reporting on Donald Trump's post. I don't know how you just ignore that. Shouldn't that be disqualifying in and of itself? He posted a manipulated, clearly racist image of Vice President Kamala Harris's head attached to a beetle and with curse words, and then QAnon posts, and he did that 27 times in an hour with like 100 posts a day. Okay, corporate media, you don't want to cover that. But Donald Trump calls a press conference, so I know you need to cover that. Despite the fact that yesterday, I think I saw 2 days ago, MSNBC, Ari Melber had like Stephen Miller on his show instead of covering Vice President Kamala Harris's events in Detroit, and before that, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, that wasn't being covered. But you do a debate with Stephen Miller, whatever that's trying to accomplish. But Trump then calls a press conference yesterday after making all of those deranged posts and sending unhinged emails. And in the press conference, he says that Vice President Kamala Harris is being disrespectful to Black and Indian people because he claims she turned black when he's asked a question about it. Just listen to what he says here when he's asked about what he means by Vice President Kamala Harris turning black. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President, Kamala Harris's father is Jamaican American, and she went to a historically black college. How is she only recently deciding to be black?
Well, you'll have to ask her that question because she's the one that said it. I didn't say it. So you'll have to ask her. And I very much appreciate that question, but you'll have to ask her. But I've known her for a long time. I actually contributed to her campaign a long time ago because I was a developer. I contributed to lots of campaigns of Democrats, Republicans, and some were liberal and some were conservative. But you'll have to ask her about that. But to me, it doesn't matter. But to her, from her standpoint, I think it's very disrespectful to both, really. Whether it's Indian or black, I think it's very disrespectful to both. To me, it doesn't matter.
And then in that press conference, Donald Trump, it was in Mar-a-Lago, it was the press conference, and then Donald Trump brags about the crowd size for the January 6th insurrection, and then he says that his crowd size for the insurrection was bigger than the crowds that MLK would get, and it was like using MLK to say that the insurrection's bigger than MLK, which is false, but like, what are you even talking about? Here, play this clip.
Never see the picture of the crowd. The biggest crowd I've ever spoken. I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me. If you look at Martin Luther King, when he did his speech, his great speech, and you look at ours, same real estate, same everything. Same number of people. If not, we had more. And they said he had 1 million people, but I had 25,000 people. But when you look at the exact same picture, and everything's the same because it was the fountains, the whole thing, all the way back to from Lincoln to Washington, and you look at it, and you look at the picture of his crowd, my crowd, we actually had more people. They said I had 25,000, and he had 1 million people, and I'm okay with it because I liked Dr. Martin Luther King. Yeah.
And Donald Trump making weird comments about Elon Musk, endorsing him full-throated. Here, play this clip.
Yeah, the Elon Musk. So, yeah, sure. So Elon called me. As you know, he endorsed me full-throated. Great endorsement. I respect Elon a lot. He respects me. And not easy for him to endorse, to be honest with you. You know, it takes courage to endorse people. Many people have courage and many people don't. He does have courage. And Elon endorsed me, and he asked me whether or not I'd do a show on Monday, and I think it's going to be Monday night. And I believe he's the host of the show. So it'll be very interesting. A lot of people are talking about it. I look forward to it. That'll be done on Monday night.
So you have that happens. Then Fox goes, that was great. Incredible press. You did fantastic, Donald. Like the most shameless propaganda. Here, play this.
This was a flawless press conference.
And so ostensibly the purpose of that press conference, to the extent there was any purpose at all to that, was that Donald Trump was saying that he was going to do a debate on Fox on September 4th, and then he was going to do a debate on MSNBC, or not MSNBC, on NBC on September 10th. He would never show up to MSNBC. And then he would do the ABC date September 25th. Okay, well, just because you say these things in your head, I know the judge that you appointed, Judge Eileen Cannon, agrees that you can telepathically declassify things or make things happen. And perhaps the right-wing Supreme Court justices that you appoint think that you get absolute immunity. But first off, we the people are not going back. And we think all of that's ridiculous. We're reclaiming our democracy. We're reclaiming our flag. We're reclaiming the USA chant. We're reclaiming the word patriot. But you can't telepathically, and we're reclaiming common sense. You can't telepathically set your own debate schedule. Vice President Kamala Harris, after that disastrous press conference, or whatever you want to call it, by Donald Trump, issued a press release like whatever the hell that was. And no, the debate's going to be on September 10th. So when we're doing it, Donald, you can show up or not show up. So then Donald Trump apparently folded, but who knows with Donald Trump. And Vice President Kamala Harris then announced that apparently Donald Trump is going to debate on September 10th now. Good. I look forward to seeing you there. So that happened. Then throughout the day, what MAGA Republicans were focused on was trying to swift boat Governor Walz. Throughout the day, they were making post after post and going on the networks, and J.D. Vance was out there saying what really pisses him off is that Governor Walz engaged in stolen valor. And Donald Trump made a post, stolen valor, with Governor Walz. Governor Walz served in our military with distinction for 24 years before retiring. 24 years. Donald Trump, you dodged the Vietnam War. You lied and claimed that you had bone spurs. Mr. Bone Spurs is attacking Governor Walz for stolen valor. Then J.D. Vance post surfaced where he attacked General McCaffrey for stolen valor, a 4-star general who led American troops in the Persian Gulf War. J.D. Vance attacks a 4-star general for stolen valor. And that's what they're just attacking our military over and over again. That's how they are spending their day. Governor Walz, in the House of Representatives, had the highest rank of any military position as a serving member of Congress. And that's who served for 24 years. What? He's supposed to never be able to retire? I mean, I don't even understand what these MAGAs are saying, but okay, I guess make your campaign arguing that Vice President Kamala Harris turned black. I guess that's one of your main issues when you talk to swing voters. They want to hear Donald Trump be racist. I'm being sarcastic, of course. And two, they want to hear you denigrate our great veterans who served this country admirably for 24 years and say that is stolen valor. So that's how you're going to appeal to swing voters. Let me just show you what Vice President Kamala Harris said first. She said, look, anyone who serves our country should be praised no matter how long they serve. If they served our country with the state admirably. Here, play this clip.
Listen, I praise anyone who has presented themselves to serve our country. And I think that we all should.
And then Vice President Kamala Harris is asked about, so what do you make of Donald Trump calling you out? She's like, I'm too busy. I'm in swing states speaking to voters. Here, play this clip.
Why do you think he pulled out of the debate with you? Why do you think
I am beyond trying to speculate about how he thinks. What else?
Can you comment on some of his other criticisms? He made a whole litany of them today. Some of them are about your...
I was too busy talking to voters. I didn't hear them.
Speaking of which, when Donald Trump was asked at that bizarre press conference, dude, why aren't you campaigning? Like, what are you doing? Trump thought the Democratic National Convention was this week, and he said he's giving the time for the DNC to finish. The Democratic National Convention isn't for 2 more weeks as of the recording of this video. What are you talking about? Here, play this clip.
Okay.
Mr. President, you have not had a public campaign event for nearly a week now. Tomorrow you'll be in Montana, which is not a swing state. Some of your allies have expressed concern that you're not taking this race seriously, particularly at a time where there is enthusiasm on the other side. Why haven't you been campaigning this week?
Because I'm leading by a lot and because I'm letting their convention go through. And I am campaigning a lot. I'm doing tremendous amounts of taping here. We have commercials that are at a level I don't think that anybody's ever done before. Plus, in certain cases, I see many of you in the room where I'm speaking to you on phones. I'm speaking to radio. I'm speaking to television. Television's coming over here. Excuse me, what are we doing right now? She's not doing any news conference. You know why she's not doing it? Because she can't do a news conference. She doesn't know how to do a news conference. She's not smart enough to do a news conference. And I'm sorry, we need smart people to lead this country because our country's never been in this danger before, both economically and from an outside perspective. Russia doesn't respect us anymore. China doesn't respect us anymore. North Korea, Kim Jong-un liked me a lot. He doesn't like this group. We are in great danger. We're in great danger of being in World War III. That could happen. No, after their convention, yeah. And I'm going out to certain places to help certain senators get elected. Not even for me. I'm trying to help when I go out to Wyoming or when I go out to Montana, or I'm going to different places to help people. And I don't have to go there because I'm leading those states, as you know, by 35, 40, 50 points. I'm leading by record numbers. I'm going because I want to help senators and congressmen get elected. Congressmen and women get elected. Yes, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. President, can you tell
And folks, there's a reason why when you look at the Ipsos poll, the Marquette University poll, when you look at the Morning Consult poll, when you look at Vice President Kamala Harris is taking a lead and in some cases surging ahead beyond the margin of error at this point, because I think people are seeing, wait, what is Donald Trump saying? What in the world is taking place here? Like, that's absurd what's happening there. I want to share this with you, undecided Wisconsin voter right here, what he had to say about Vice President Kamala Harris's choice of Governor Walz as her running mate. Play this clip.
Very happy to hear it. I think he's a good guy. He's got everything going for him.
Personally, I think it's the best choice she could have made.
And let me show you this clip with all of that Trump stuff that I was showing you. Here's Vice President Kamala Harris talking about fighting for a brighter future. This is her post. A brighter future may take hard work, but hard work is good work. Play the clip.
Our campaign, this campaign, is not just about us versus Donald Trump. It's bigger than that. It is about 2 very different visions for the future of our nation. One, ours, focused on the future, and the other focused on the past. And Michigan, we here fight for the future. We fight for the future. We fight for a future where every worker has the freedom to join a union, where every senior can retire with dignity, a future with affordable housing, affordable child care, affordable health care, and paid leave. A future where we build a broad-based economy where every American has an opportunity to own a home, to start a business, and to build wealth. And understand, in this fight, we are joyful warriors. Because while fighting for a brighter future may take hard work, we all here know hard work is good work. Hard work is good work. We believe in a future where we lower the cost of living for America's families, so they have a chance, not just to get by, but to get ahead.
When I see this photo right here of Governor Walz with joy on his face, when I hear Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz talk about joy and optimism, look, they do it with realism. They recognize the threats to our democracy. They take it very seriously and they're very strategic. In addition to that, though, to inject joy into politics, to talk about bringing Americans together, uniting people for democracy, reclaiming the flag, USA chants, patriotism, and with a common good, not fear, not trying to divide us with culture wars like MAGA. That's what makes me feel so good right now. And I'd love to hear how you feel as well. Seeing this Trump epic meltdown, though, is a sight to behold. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. It's free to subscribe. We're picking up 15,000 new subscribers a day. Be one of them. Hit subscribe. Let's grow this to 3 million this month. Have a good one.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.